Brought to you by C&Z Precision Welding Limited and Selector Father Entertainment.
Hello, good night, folks. Welcome once again to another Voice of the Village. Right, I am Brenzo, the host tonight, and tonight I have a very, very beautiful young woman here tonight. She's a very bright young lady, and I will ask her to introduce herself.
Why do I feel, Brenzo, that you cannot remember my name tonight again? Hi, everyone. I'm Alana Joseph-Murray, and I'm the CEO and founder of Hadassah's Hope.
Hadassah's Hope.
Yes.
Right, so we have had an interesting conversation before. Interesting that we start with the word hope.
Yes.
Right, what does Hadassah mean?
Hadassah is actually the Hebrew name for Queen Esther in the Bible.
Oh, right. So it's taken from the Bible.
Yes, it is.
So it's Queen Esther's hope.
Yes.
Hope. Why hope? Why hope?
Why hope is because of what we do, of who we target. We target battered and abused women and children and underprivileged homes. And we are here to give hope in a failing society.
So why do you think they need hope? Why not help?
They need both, actually. But in order for them to reach out to get that help, they have to believe that there is hope.
Well, Queen Esther was a very powerful woman.
Yes, she was.
Right? She was a woman of God. She trusted in God.
Yes, she
So
did.
I guess that's, I'm assuming that's part of the reason why you came up with the word Hadassah's Hope.
Yes.
Meaning that there are women who trust in God to accomplish the task ahead.
Yes.
Right? So tell us a little bit about how you come up with the name Hadassah's Hope before we get into the importance of what we're here to discuss tonight.
I came up with the name Hadassah's Hope because when I made a covenant with God to start this organization, I needed a name.
Right.
And I looked at myself, and I view myself as a queen. So
Yes,
I wanted to get a name from the Bible.
As a queen.
As a queen.
Right.
But I didn't want to use the name Esther.
Right.
Because Queen Esther came to me, but I didn't want to use the name Esther because that was given to her by,
Yeah.
right? Her captives. Right. And I didn't want that name. So I wanted her original name.
Oh, well, that teach me something tonight.
Yes.
So Esther's original name is Hadassah.
Hadassah.
Right. And you give hope to who?
Battered and abused women and children.
Battered and abused.
And underprivileged homes.
Women also underprivileged homes.
Well, I should say battered and abused individuals because there are a few men also. But
yes, men have actually been most abused than women. It's mostly men that get abused.
That is so not true, but okay.
Right.
I'll leave you with that, but that is so not true.
Right. We'll get down into that just now, right? I'm waiting patiently here for my friend, Miss Joseph, right?
Yeah.
So we'll get down in the meat of this conversation. But let's do some introductory part first, right? Tell us a little bit about yourself, your history, right? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're born, where you live, right, and where the organization headquarters is. Before we get into the meat of the topic.
Well, since you want to know where I was born in Trinidad.
Right.
I'm a Trinidadian by birth. But I've been living in Tobago, you could say 30-something years. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're a citizen.
Of course I am. Of course I am. I know Tobago better than I know Trinidad. So yeah, of course I am. As I said, I came to Tobago 30-something years. You can say you can say I came to Tobago.
At a younger age.
Yeah, at a younger age, but it wasn't really by choice.
Right. Okay. Circumstances led you to.
Yes. Circumstances led me to flee for my life to Tobago.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Flee for your life.
Yeah.
Right. And the experience in Tobago was what? Good experience with a mixture of both.
It was a mixture of both, actually,
Right.
because I learned that Trinidadians aren't all that welcome in the beginning in Tobago.
Right, yes. We know that. Tobagonians are tribal. Let's be true. We are
Yeah.
very tribal people. And the reason for that is that we are all tribal people in the Caribbean. Let me give an example. Goodwood people is biased to Goodwood people. Pembroke people biased to Pembroke people.
Yeah.
Right? And then Pembroke and Goodwood will join to say East is better than the West. Right? And the East and the West will team to say Tobago is better than Trinidad. And when you go down to Trinidad now, South will say they're better than Port of Spain.
Definitely.
Diego Martin will say they're better than
Yes.
Pity Valley. Right? Toko will say they're better than Grande.
Yeah.
And so on. So that's how we are. We have our biases based upon where we originate. So yes, I will tend to say I have experienced that. Even when I go to Trinidad to work and so on, we always have the argument. Right? So it's done out of love most times. Right?
I beg to differ, but okay.
So let's go down to the tough questions. Right?
Shoot.
Right? So Miss Joseph, you're from Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
You left under some trying circumstances, right?
Yes.
Which is what we're here to discuss, right?
Yes.
Let myself a little comfortable here. Let me straighten up. Let me crack my neck here.
Oh boy.
Right?
Here we go.
Right?
Mhm.
So you came to the big one under some challenging circumstances.
Yes.
And because of your challenges led you, or Christ led you to now begin the journey of Hadassah's hope, right?
Yes.
So it led you to this path. Without calling any names, right? Can you surmise, right, your experience?
Well, my experience did not start from when I flee to Tobago.
Right.
My
okay.
experience with abuse started from the age of 5.
Right.
Right? After the death of my mom at the age of 5,
Mm-hmm.
she was basically my only protector.
Right.
And after her death, everything went downhill from there.
Right.
I've experienced every form of abuse that you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Not just physical, not verbal, emotional, but also sexual from a very tender age.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So you are a survivor.
Yes, I am.
Right.
Right? So I could honestly say that from that age go further on, life went a bit downhill for me. But Christ was always there with me because
Yes.
I am still standing here for today.
You are standing as a wall.
Yes.
Not just standing in it, as a retaining wall. Right? Let's be clear on that, right? Let's go it over again for the audience. Right? I'm sitting here with a survivor,
Yes, I
right?
am.
Of abuse, which is something that it is taboo to talk about. Which is something that takes courage to talk about.
Oh, yes, it does.
Right? Men have been going through abuse for years.
Oh,
right?
boy. Here we go again.
Right? Right? Now, this young woman here, right, has been led by God to assist persons with abuse, being abused herself from the
Yes.
age of 5 years old. That is not nowhere easy.
No, it's not.
And the lesson that she has learned, right? We have conversation with you, and the lessons that she has learned is what she is now bringing to Tobago, is now bringing to the East, right? That there is hope for people who have been abused and who is still going through abuse.
Yes.
Right? And that is why you're here to talk about the types of abuse.
Yes.
Right? And how you manage to survive, because it is not living anymore. And an abused person, I ain't sure if I'm using the terminology correctly, right? An abused person is not living; they are just surviving.
Yes,
right.
definitely.
And from your stories, can you give us a story of how you survived? How did you survive all these years? So you tell me from since 5 years old, since your mom died.
Yes.
Right. Give us a story. Tell us about an example of one time that you
Want it from the past or?
anyhow you
Anyhow.
Feel the vibe. Feel the energy. It's Selector Father.
Planning an event? Make it one to remember with Select a Father. From weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, corporate events, meetings, community functions, private parties, and every special occasion. Select a Father has you covered. Professional entertainment, quality sound systems, and expert DJ services, tailored to make your event unforgettable. Whether you need a complete sound system, a professional DJ, or both, Select a Father caters to all your entertainment and sound system needs. Don't leave your entertainment to chance. Call or WhatsApp 316-8337 today and book your date. Select a Father. Entertainment, quality sound system, and DJ.
Selector Father is on the ones and twos. Follow him on Instagram and Facebook at Selector Father. Selector Father.
Okay, I'll talk about my relationship with my ex that we were together for 17 years.
All right.
Right here in Tobago. When I met this individual, well, after having a past that I had, and everything that I've been through, everything that I went through, and everything I experienced, when I met this individual, he was preaching God. I like to say preaching God.
Right.
So I looked at the individual and I was like, okay, well, this person is different.
Yeah.
Okay? And I got involved with the individual. And you know, the old people say, come see me and come live with me. It's two different things.
Yeah.
Well, right. So it's the living process. And then a lot of people speak only about physical abuse. But to be quite honest, I could honestly say that the abuse that impacted me the most was the emotional and the verbal abuse.
Verbal abuse. Verbal abuse is like what? What is verbal abuse?
Okay, a couple could have...
Are you stupid?
Yes.
You are really idiot.
The belittling and the demeaning.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't make no sense.
But it's not just...
Undercutting.
It wasn't just that alone. It was the fact that I was being accused of doing things that I never did based on my looks or my personality. If I was friendly, I wasn't allowed to be friendly. I was isolated, which is also another form of abuse that a lot of people do not know about.
Isolation.
Yes.
Yeah, you're feeling lonely in a crowd.
Yes. It's not just that. The abuser isolates you from your family, from friends. You aren't allowed to have friends.
Right.
You aren't allowed to have a support system. That's the only way they could manipulate you and control you.
Right. So in other words, the abuser makes you dependent on them.
Yes. And then with the verbal abuse, it goes hand in hand also with the emotional abuse.
Right.
With the emotional abuse and the verbal abuse is there where you are accusing me of doing stuff that I know I'm not doing. But there was a point in my life where I actually started to doubt myself.
Wow.
Maybe I am this type of a person that they're accusing me to be. Maybe I did these things. There was a point in time I was literally going crazy, trying to figure out who I was as a person. I wasn't allowed to identify with me. I wasn't allowed to be me. I wasn't allowed to know who I am, know my dislikes or my likes. I was just told what to do, what to say, where to go, what to wear. I was not allowed to be Alana. In being Alana meant that I was, in simple terms, I was a who. If I had to walk, hey, I'm half Spanish. There's no Spanish on the face of the earth that walks like a robot. If my hips sway, I was created as a woman for my hips to sway.
You're created sexy.
Damn right.
Walk and sway your hips.
Understood? But if I did that, it's because I'm calling men, I'm attracting men. I want men to come to me.
Insecurities.
That's it.
Very insecure.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was
yeah.
controlled.
Yeah.
Right? And all these things are different forms of abuse that people are not aware of. Now, there were little instances, little episodes where the physical abuse came in, right? And for years, I took it. For years, I was quiet. And it wasn't just my ex. I had his entire family. His entire family was against me because of my looks. My shape was a problem. Everything was a problem. And there was a point in time I started to withdraw within. I stopped being who I am. I stopped loving the things that I used to love because I felt as if I just wasn't good enough.
Oh, so
I lived my entire life trying to prove to people that I was worthy of their love, worthy of their acceptance. And that in itself made me feel as if I was dying. There was a point in time I didn't even have to live. I didn't feel like if I was living. I didn't feel like if, I wanted to live. But I had to be strong because I had children.
Yeah.
I had to be strong because I had children.
Yeah. You're a mom of how much?
Right now, 9.
9.
Yeah.
Kids. So the journey began
At 5.
to discover yourself.
Yes.
And I think that is part of being a open, discovering who you is, right? And in that way, there you could find God, right? I'm so proud of you, Miss Alana,
Thank you.
right? I see you as a very strong individual, right? And to tell a story, I see the tears in your eye. You can't see it from the camera, but I tell you, I seen the welling up, right? And it takes courage to come out and to say things like that, right? And to encourage some other person, right? To don't give up, right? Do not give up, right? These are some of the things that sometimes we got you. Nobody ain't born in a perfect world.
That's true.
Right? Nobody ain't born properly. You understand? You didn't choose where you're born. You didn't have a choice. Right? And I'm so proud that you could that you are an overcomer in
Yes, I am.
Jesus'
In
name.
Jesus' name.
Right?
Yes.
Because it's only through
It's
Jesus
only through
Christ.
Jesus,
Yeah.
yes.
You could have done it, right?
Yes.
You could have hope. You say you have your children and them and your witness. And this is something that many people got through. Right? And the first thing an abuser does is break you down.
Yes.
They literally break you down. You don't know yourself. Number one, you're confused.
Destroys your
Where
self-worth.
where do
Yeah.
you go? Right? And then you were you ever in fear? You fear
Oh, yes.
the next move, the next thought. You don't know the questions. You're sleeping, but you're not really sleeping. Right? Your brain hot every day. It's not fear.
No, it's not. And one thing I learned from my experience with my ex was that as a Christian, they love to use the submissive wife card. But they tend to twist it to their own selfish gain. I remember I would do anything for this person. Again, I'm trying to prove that I'm worthy of their love. So, there was a point in time I bought a television for him and put it up in our room because, you know, he wanted to relax and view his movies and stuff before going to bed because the kids would have the television in the living room.
Right.
And one night he looked at me and he said to me, if you're a submissive wife, you would stay outside and allow me to spread out on my bed and watch my television until I'm ready to go to sleep. And I, the fool that I was at that time, would go out in my yard and sit on a bench. My neighbors would sometimes see me 11 o'clock in the night, 11:30, 12 o'clock, and they'd ask me, Lana, what you doing outside all this hour? And I'll be like, I'm taking breeze. The house is like so hot.
When quality matters, trust the professionals at C&Z Precision Welding. We provide expert welding, metal fabrication, structural steel repairs, and custom fabrication solutions for commercial and industrial projects. Whether it's on-site welding, workshop fabrication, or specialized metalwork, our commitment is to precision, safety, and reliable workmanship on every job. No project is too small or too complex. If you're looking for dependable welding services completed to a high standard, choose C&Z Precision Welding. Contact us today at 1-868-7442-205 to discuss your next project and receive a free consultation.
C&Z Precision Welding Limited. Engineering strength. Delivering precision.
Everything about the submissive wife is where they are the boss. They are the one in control. They are the one that in charge. I remember there was one point in time I helped my neighbor. She came to me and she was like, Lan, I'm getting married. And I was like, but you don't look like a happy wife to be. And she was like, well, I'm not getting through with anything. And I was like, well, you could have come and tell me before because I just got married and I had a lot of people come, you know, to my aid. You know, I could just assist and put you onto them and we could see how we could get this to work. Foolish me asked her. We said, okay, to make it easier, come across by me. We'll sit on the evening time. We'll work this out. Mr. Man was not pleased because he didn't want no neighbor in his house. Okay. He quarreled once, he quarreled twice. But within myself, I know I was doing a good. Because that's who I am. I always love to help. I always like to, you know, be there for people. Because in my journey, if I didn't have certain people there for me, I don't know how I would have made it. Right?
Yeah.
I remember one night he got so angry. He went to the bathroom. Now, the layout of the house was the bathroom is like over here. You had to walk through the living room to go and then go into our room. He went to bed. Now, mind you, our neighbor was over by us with her children. And he walked out from the bathroom in his jockey, soaking wet, everything just showing, and she felt offended.
Oh.
And she got up and she left. And he and I had an argument over that. We didn't have it, mind you, we didn't have it in night because I learned to shut this. And then the next morning, I got up, I went to say my prayers. I closed in the bedroom door because, you know, the kids running up and down. I needed to say my prayers and whatever.
Yeah.
I closed the bedroom door. He came and he started to bang down the bedroom door. You're not allowed to lock any doors in this house. Yeah, this is my house and blah, 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 blah. You know, he wanted an opening because he wanted to let it out. Yeah, he wanted to have that confrontation. I lost it. And I let him know that what he did was not right. So for who know me from before, I had a long ras. And he wrapped the rasp around his hand, and he banged me from wall to wall. I am the
Wow.
boss here. I am the boss here. That morning now, we worked on the same gang. And that morning, I walked out to work with my face banged up.
Ah.
And he drove out in the car that he and I bought together, right? And I walked out. And my foreman looked at me that morning and he asked me what went on. And I told him. And he went to him and he spoke to him. And in front of everybody, he beat his chest and he said, I am the boss here. What I say goes. I am the boss. So you see that measure of control?
Mm-hmm. So what advice you could give to a young woman about choosing a life partner?
First of all, before you choose a life partner, know who you are. Mm-hmm. Know who you are as an individual. I teach this to my daughters. I have 7 daughters. Mm-hmm. Well, 2, now 6 growing up, but I still try to instill little points, right? I teach them, first of all, you finish school from pre to primary to secondary. That stress is over for a while. I tell them, I said, don't rush into the workforce as yet. As much as you might want to rush in, take a little break. Relax. Have a moment with yourself. Have a moment with God. Right? Know who you are. Even when you go out into the workforce and you become that, you become that individual, know who you are. Know your likes, know your dislikes. Because in not knowing who you are and in not knowing your likes and dislikes, anyone could come and instill their principles in you. They could try to groom you to whom they want you to be. But in knowing who you are, you must spend time with yourself to know who you are. You must have that time to reflect, that time to recognize who you are as a woman or who you are as a man, so that when that point in time, if that point in time comes that someone tries to control you or manipulate you into becoming who they want you to be, you could stand up and say, "Hey, this is not who I am." You will recognize it.
Yeah, you'll recognize it because not everybody suit everybody.
Everybody
have a cheese.
That's it.
So the saying goes.
That right. So I remember one of my daughters had a little friend. Things didn't work out. She came to me. And we spoke about it. And I told her, I said, listen to me, babes. I said, you and him not being compatible does not make him a bad person. He is just not your person.
He's just not for you, yeah.
Right? Maybe he's for someone else. Right? Because it wasn't to say that he was a terrible person, he wasn't abusive or whatever. It's just that her principles and her goals in life didn't match. It didn't align with his.
It goes back to the Bible.
Yeah.
Right? Equally yoke.
That's it.
Right? And we tend to ignore the Bible.
Yes.
When we say equally yoke is Bible and you look at it as a...
That's it.
As a downer, but can two walk together unless they agree?
And I even use the Bible also to help guide my children. You have to in this world here. You have to.
You have to be able to see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Which often brings confrontations, which led to abuse. So, what are some of the signs, right, of abuse? Like, a relationship, right, and you're seeing these signs. What are some of the signs of persons being abused?
Sometimes our greatest purpose is born from our deepest pain. Hadassah's Hope is a movement founded on faith, compassion, and the belief that every life deserves hope. Through outreach, support, and acts of love, Hadassah's Hope is committed to serving women, children, families, and individuals in need, bringing encouragement where it's needed most. Together, we can be the hands and feet of hope in our communities. To learn more, make a donation, or become a part of this life-changing movement, contact Hadassah's Hope at 7816657. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of the least of these. Love in action, hope in motion.
Okay, one is the new, what is this, Gen Z? This is the new this new generation
Yeah,
here. They
yeah.
like to say the red flags and the green flags.
The red flag.
So we're
and
talking
them.
now about the red flags.
Yeah.
Okay, one. In time of conflict or in time where you all don't see eye to eye, how does that person respond? How does that person, how does he cope? Or he or she? How do they cope?
Right.
How do they solve it? Is it ever solved? That's the next thing too.
Right.
Because in an abusive relationship, believe me, the conflict is never solved. One partner always has to shut up. Their feelings doesn't matter. Their emotions doesn't matter. And this is where the emotional abuse comes in. Where they are told, you're too sensitive.
Yeah.
Or they brush it off. And they
Yeah.
bring in that narcissistic kind of tendency where they tell you it was your fault.
Yeah, so one person has to be right all the time.
All the time.
Right?
And the conflict is never resolved.
Yeah, so you're fighting to be right versus having a conversation where anybody could be right once the facts are available.
Yeah.
Right, so that is where the authority, when you need one for, so a sign of abuse, right, is dominance.
Yes, and control.
Right,
Manipulation.
One seeks to be dominant over you, meaning that, okay, in a simple conversation, is this black or white? They have to be right.
Yes.
Right, and you express that right there in a very outward way. You're hard, you're cussing, you're kind of choppiness, and that is abuse.
Yeah.
Right, that is emotional abuse. They get haughty just because you're wrong. You understand? You can't take her wrong at all.
Yes.
But that is one sign of abuse, right? What's the other sign of abuse? How do I know that this person going to be abusive? The red flags.
Now, mind you don't always see them, No, you don't always see them.
When the song says snake in the grass.
You don't always see them.
Yeah.
Because with my experience, it took me a while before I realized this is what was happening to me.
Oh, right.
Because they take it in stages. And
so it didn't begin as abuse?
No. It began, first of all, where it is that they brought in self-doubt. Because you would see something something as a red flag, and you would know it is a red flag. But they would manipulate you in such a way that by the time they are finished with you, you will have so much self-doubt. You will wonder, am I crazy? Am I really overreacting? That sort of stuff? Yeah.
So the abuse actually stages.
Yes.
Right? So the first stage is to break it down.
Yes.
Right? So it is not to allow people to break it down. And it begins with a conversation. Most times, abusers don't begin with hitting you.
No.
Because I can't just meet you, Miss Joseph, I hit you about bad how. Yes, that thing don't work that way. Right? I have to meet you first. I have to coax you. I have to, get on a date. Let me go that way there first. I have to impress you. Right? And then, after that, I began to break it down within the conversation, right?
But one thing that I noticed based on my life, most abusers tend to pinpoint.
All right, explain.
Okay. Remember my journey with abuse started at the age of 5. I was a broken individual, right? And in abuse, some victims tend to stick to what is normal to them. Abuse becomes normal.
Well, explain that to me.
If you grow up knowing this character, okay. So you grow up in a family where your father is very aggressive. Everything that comes out aggressive. You're being beaten and stuff, right? Your father is supposed to love you as a daughter or a son. So somewhere along the line, you come now and you put that together. You put it as this is him showing me love.
Right, so you're looking for a man.
So when you Find a man now.
Aggressive.
Yes, it's normal. I could deal with that. That's what I'm accustomed to, right? And then after going through the different stages in life and you go through different forms of abuse, you do become broken. You do become broken. Your self-esteem might not be at the level it is supposed to, and you have a lot of self-doubt. You have no value. You don't believe that you are valuable.
Yeah, you don't believe you seek validation.
Yeah. So I'm going to do things just to prove to you that I'm worthy of your love. As Dr. Forrester once told me, that's becoming a trophy wife or a trophy girlfriend, right? Now, an abuser seeing you as an individual, as a woman or a man, and your self-esteem is very low, they're going to ease in. They're going to make you dependent on them. So this is where now you knowing yourself, you knowing your self-worth, you knowing who you are as an individual, it makes it harder for them to be able to infiltrate and come in and make you that dependent.
So that is part of your philosophy.
Yeah.
That is part of how you treat with, right, the abused persons that come to you or that you deal with. Is that you first of all get them to know who they are.
Yeah.
Because grounded in that, right, is the ability to see or to discern, right? When somebody trying to break you, because the first thing an abuser does is to break you down.
Yes. Yes.
And that is the number one thing. No, there are different tactics to do that.
Yeah.
There are different areas you're trying to break you down. Right? The does you say you doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Right? They raise a point, right? And they tell you you're wrong. And they enforce that you're wrong.
Yeah.
And that you're never right. And they mean to say, well, you can't think for yourself. You can't think without me.
Yeah.
Why did you make this decision? Miss Joseph, why you made this decision? Why you didn't talk to me first? You didn't talk to me about that? Because I'm in charge.
That's
right?
It. Yeah.
You can't be in charge because you can't think. You're not smart enough, Miss Joseph. You're not smart enough.
That's it, yeah.
Right? You should have talked to me because my plan this week and your planning make no sense. My plan is the better plan. That point you talk about,
yeah,
you understand? Running, and it's simple things, you know. Let's run the pipeline in the front of the yard versus the back. No, don't run it here. You understand?
Yeah.
But call it the simple thing like you're choosing the outfit that you want to put on. Simple choosing the outfit.
Yes.
Why would you choose that? Something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Feel the vibe. Feel the energy. Is selected to Father.
Planning an event? Make it one to remember with Select a Father. From weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, corporate events, meetings, community functions, private parties, and every special occasion. Select a Father has you covered. Professional entertainment, quality sound systems, and expert DJ services, tailored to make your event unforgettable. Whether you need a complete sound system, a professional DJ, or both, Select a Father caters to all your entertainment and sound system needs. Don't leave your entertainment to chance. Call or WhatsApp 316-8337 today and book your date. Select a Father. Entertainment, quality sound system, and DJ.
Selector Father is on the ones and twos. Follow him on Instagram and Facebook at Selector Father. Selector Father.
You know, I was out the road that time. You know, I love debates. I love debates. And there was a guy. It was carnival time. And a young lady walking in she bikini in front by me there. And she gone. Don't she look hot?
Yeah.
Every man jacked on the head.
Mm-hmm.
She looked good.
Mm-hmm.
So here this gentleman now. Man go rape you. You see what it just put on?
Definitely.
Man go rape you.
And that is the mindset.
Right? So I said, is because of what she get on, go cause the man to rape you, or what because of the man?
What the man
his
had. Yes, his mindset. Yes.
Because for me, that doesn't affect me. You could pass in how much bikini you want.
She looks sexy. She looks sexy. She looks sexy.
Of course, you look beautiful.
We give her that. Yes.
You look good.
But that is not going to cause me.
But that ain't causing me to go down that road.
That's it. Unless that is within you.
So, something is wrong.
Yes.
With the abuser.
Definitely.
So, the projection of abuse is a direct result of what goes inside them.
Yes.
But to break you down is because they themselves are broken.
That's it. And yes,
it means that somebody in their family was always in charge. And they wanted to be in charge. And they're never in charge.
That's it.
So everybody fighting to be in charge. And you have a house now.
Yeah.
So you, who is weaker than I, right? They could take advantage of you because you're not in charge. Right? And
it's also taught, you hit the hammer on a nail there. Somebody in the house before had to have been in charge. Because, remember, children learn by patterning their parents.
But based upon what you said, that you accustomed to being abused.
Yes.
You are accustomed to aggressiveness. Without, yes, there are some aggressiveness that is done in love. Example, licks. Licks is for your own good.
Yes.
It is the aggressive. It is for your own good. Right? Spare the rod and spoil the child.
And spoil the child.
Right? So there is healthy aggression.
Yes.
There is healthy aggression.
Yes.
There's healthy disagreement.
Yes.
Right? Me and you is the same team. We are married. We are on the same team. You have an opinion. Should the gate be in front? Should we put the gate in the back? Should we have a fence 8 feet tall? Should we have a fence 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall, 2 feet high? Should we have a concrete or should we use pavers? We have decisions to make as a family, as a home. There are decisions. Put the girls' room on one side and put the boys' room on the next side.
Definitely.
Or we just have one room or two. There are decisions to make as a family. What menu and all these kind of things. But to not value your opinion is abuse.
Yes, it is.
Right? And then being aggressive, it is not healthy.
No.
Because why? You cannot grow that way.
No, you cannot.
Nobody says you have to be a robot.
You're
not a yes woman. Right? You is a individual with an individual opinion, and not being able to express your individuality. Keeping your back. That is the devil. I would say that is the devil because God wants us to be ourselves. God wants us to use you in your way as yourself.
Yes.
And so what if somebody there to keep you down and to fight you down and to break you down, how can God use you? So therein, you said something earlier that I love. And you may not have recognized what you said. You said, there was this incident that you called and said, but I have to pray. I have to pray regardless of what. I have to send my prayers. I have to connect with God. It is important
it's a must.
Find
it's a must.
The Almighty God.
Yes.
Right? This is part of offering hope.
Yeah.
Right? This is part of why God chose you. And forgive me with the name. I'm not good at names. Right? I will not disrespect the name.
Hadassah.
Hadassah's hope. This is where this stems from. Right? Recognizing abuse. And I would say on a limb here, both men and women, teenagers, right? Very hardened.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Very, 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 very hardened. Don't care how you show them the red flag. Don't care how you appeal. Listen to me. Every bird have his trees. The point you raise is very important. Not everybody will like you.
That's it.
As a young person.
That's it.
Not every woman you could get to these top shotters and these young men who feel them could get every woman in the world. Not every woman will like you. And young ladies, it's not every man will like you.
Definitely
And sometimes you may like a man and he's not abusive, but he's just not for you.
That's it.
Right? And we keep chasing after people who don't want us. Who, let me go further to say, who God did not design for us.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
And we end up now in some situations that could have been avoided if we have done or had done the right thing to begin with. So part of hope, right, is to recognize the signs before you get abused.
And you would know, you would know.
You must know.
You must know because little things are going to happen in between during the relationship. And you're going to pull back and you're going to say, but that isn't right though. Or why did you deal with the situation like that though? In that kind of way there, you're going to know, you're going to recognize it. Mm-hmm. But what we tend to do is just we trade behind our back and we say, okay, maybe later on it will change. Maybe later on he would change or she would change. Or maybe I'm just imagining stuff. Maybe it's not like that. Just,
or maybe you tell yourself too that you can do better.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what I've chosen to do. Right? And I'm comfortable here. Right? And I believe that is part of it too, being comfortable. Your acceptance, right, of an abuser. Example, using your own words, right? I see a twist in your face, right?
Yeah, because I'm waiting on you. I know it coming, so I'm waiting.
Right? Let me get myself comfortable. Right? Because being comfortable, as you said, let me use your words now. You said earlier that if you grow up with an aggressive father, you tell yourself aggressive men or unhealthy aggression, right, is a man who loves me, right? And you begin to be comfortable in that. Now, another word for comfortable is that you accept it.
At first you would.
You accept it.
At first you would. But there comes a point in time in your life you are going to recognize this is not it. Love is not meant to hurt. Love is not meant to break me down for you to feel important. Love is not meant for you to diminish me or diminish my character.
All right, so let me ask you this.
So there comes a point in time when you are going to realize that you do not deserve this. Now, mind you, there was a point in time in my life, even though I was doubting my worth as a woman. Because I was made to feel not beautiful, I was made to feel I was not beautiful at all.
Sometimes our greatest purpose is born from our deepest pain. Hadassah's Hope is a movement founded on faith, compassion, and the belief that every life deserves hope. Through outreach, support, and acts of love, Hadassah's Hope is committed to serving women, children, families, and individuals in need, bringing encouragement where it's needed most. Together, we can be the hands and feet of hope in our communities. To learn more, make a donation, or become a part of this life-changing movement, contact Hadassah's Hope at 7816657. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of the least of these. Love in action, hope in motion.
So let me challenge you on that topic, all right? Now, if on the outside you're looking in, right? Let's say you're outside looking in on a particular relationship, right? and being based upon your experience, you recognize abuse. Boy, Brenzo, this is not a healthy relationship. Or Janice, you see what that man doing there? That is a red flag. That is not good. No. But the person now, she comfortable or he comfortable with that. Is that person getting abused?
Yes, but
No,
it's not comfort.
no.
It's not comfort. No, Brenzo, it's not comfort. There are many factors why the victim stays within an abusive relationship, especially if there are children involved.
You cannot say somebody getting abused unless that person says they're getting abused.
You must recognize certain signs. You as an individual, whether you have been abused, yes or no, there are signs that you are going to recognize.
All right, now hold on. We have just discussed hardened children.
Right.
Hardened children are comfortable with the so-called abusive man or woman that they have. They love him or her to death. There's nothing you could tell them about abuse. You cannot tell them, I am getting abused because I like what I'm getting. I am comfortable.
It's not that they like what they are
that.
getting. It's okay. It's when you speak about teenagers.
Or anybody, I just use teenagers as an example. Or anybody who doesn't recognize abuse, they are comfortable.
No, they are not. I recognized at some point in my life that what I was going through was not right. I recognized it. I recognized it. Now, mind you.
All right, let me ask you a question. Has there been anybody, or has anybody ever asked you or tell you, Miss Joseph, you see that relationship, it is toxic.
No.
You are getting abused.
No.
There was nobody to tell her that.
No, because when I came out in public, I never showed it. When my ex and I separated, everyone was like shocked. Because when I came out into the public, no one knew what I was going through. Maybe my neighbors around us would know, because they would hear the arguments and they would see little things happening and they would know little things happening. But out in John public, no. And you see that's what happens also. The victim tends to hide it. You have to be like really close. And then again, if you are isolated as a victim, how is it that others really going to know or really going to find out or really going to notice?
No, sometimes people as know, you know.
That's why I'm saying the only people who knew my situation were the people that lived very close to me.
Right, but yes. So if you recognize, if you as an individual unable to recognize, right, that you are being abused, okay. If you don't fed up, there's no change until you're fed up. Until you had enough. You won't take any, that is natural human being.
Yes, that's true.
If you do, but you see me, I can't take this no more. Then the change begins. The wheel of change begins from that point.
That is true.
So
you have to recognize within yourself that this is not what you deserve.
Right. Now that I see couples, right? I have cussing, pelting bottle behind one another. And yesterday they was married. And today they're together. And they said that the toxic relationship is very toxic.
Yes, it is.
But who could say that is abuse? They had to say that is abuse.
Yeah.
Within themselves. Somebody within that had to say, well, boy, again, abuse. And how do we recognize abuse from somebody now being vindictive? Because we have to recognize too, as well, Miss Joseph, there is abuse. But there's also evil people.
That is true.
And they use the term abuse to harm or to bring shame on other individual. Both man and woman does do that.
That is true.
Right? Both of we does do that.
That
we
is
don't
true.
like what you don't hear what I got tell.
Yeah.
I go call.
I go into the police
I
and
go
I go
into
and
the
tell them
police
that they're abusing me. Yeah.
And I go and say you do me this and you
Because
do me
they're
that.
being-
And
because
it's
they're being
not
bad
true.
mind.
In your
Yeah.
bad mind and you didn't get your way. Sometimes
Yeah.
people don't get their way.
That's it. Yeah. Sometimes
And
that happens.
So how now? Right? Because as a leader, right? This is part of our job as leaders. We have to recognize genuine abuse, right? And this is genuine and not vindictiveness. You're not just trying to get the man because he ain't pay because he there with the ex-woman,
The
the outside woman,
okay.
and you're
the
trying to spite him
the
back.
persona of a vindictive person will be totally different to an abuse victim.
So that is my question now. How do we recognize?
Okay. By me,
Define it for me. Tell the audience, tell what is genuine abuse and what is vindictiveness or abuse of abuse. If you understand what I'm saying, they're abusing the system of abuse. That you understand? Because you know the police involved.
Yeah.
And you use the word abuse, getting abused to access or
but do
to...
you know that same vindictive person, what they are doing is manipulating the system, manipulating the individual. So that in itself is a form of abuse.
Right. So how what do you use? What are some of the barometer or some of the key performance indicators? What are some of the indicators you use to recognize this is not genuine? You is a fraud, and this is a genuine person here.
When quality matters, trust the professionals at C&Z Precision Welding. We provide expert welding, metal fabrication, structural steel repairs, and custom fabrication solutions for commercial and industrial projects. Whether it's on-site welding, workshop fabrication, or specialized metalwork, our commitment is to precision, safety, and reliable workmanship on every job. No project is too small or too complex. If you're looking for dependable welding services completed to a high standard, choose C&Z Precision Welding. Contact us today at 1-868-7442-205 to discuss your next project and receive a free consultation.
C&Z Precision Welding Limited. Engineering strength. Delivering precision.
Yes, some people are very vindictive.
Yes, that is true.
Right? And how do we recognize that? Tell us, the audience, because we are here to learn, right? We are not, we are young people, right? So go ahead, tell us. Let's hear how I would really like to know, right?
You must know because of the persona of the person. You must know when somebody is naturally being abused from when somebody is just being angry. It's just being cruelly angry that you want to like target this person or bring down this person's character by telling lies on them. There'll be a difference. But an abused victim is always, most times are withdrawn. They are withdrawn. They are unhappy. They are most times depressed. You know, that sort of way. You must know, you must see the sadness. You must know that this individual here is not happy. No matter what, smile. The smile never reaches the eyes because, you know, the old people say the eyes is a window to the soul, you know. So you must sense the difference. You must because
most abused person sad.
Yeah.
And most vindictive person angry.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Always angry.
Yeah. Angry, yeah.
And they want to lash out.
Yeah,
and
lash out.
They just want you to pay because they find to them.
But an abused person is often sad.
Yes, they are.
That is a very good. That is a
and
very good
they're always
indicator.
withdrawn inside of themselves.
Yeah, they're quiet.
Yeah.
You find that you wouldn't be. Yes, you might be angry, but you just surviving. You don't have time to be angry. You have energy to be.
You don't have time to be angry.
Yeah.
Your mental will be so focused on trying not to do the wrong thing, trying to just keep the peace, trying to do this, trying to do that.
Another indicator is that a person who is abused always has an excuse.
Always.
And a person who is vindictive, they always give a reason. Boy, they do this and they do that, and You understand?
That's it, yeah.
They always have a reason why them is the victim.
Yeah.
They are always the victim.
Always.
Right? And a abused person, not everything all right. A person who's abused always paint a picture that everything is all right.
Because I told you when I
Whereas
come out,
a liar now, you always the victim.
you have to tell everybody what is going on.
Yeah, you the victim. You that do me this, that
and
do
they
me
do
that.
me that, yeah.
Yeah, but a abused person,
When they come out in the public, everything is all smiles. I'm
all
okay,
smile.
yeah, I'm okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to assure the public that abused women and persons that you are in very good hands, right? In this Hope Center, right? I would never remember the name. She has to forgive me for that. That's how my brain has worked sometimes, right? In Hope Center, right? She has a wealth of experience.
But yeah.
I believe she's not here by chance. She is guided by God, right? To assist persons with who are going through difficult times in their life. There is hope.
Yes, there is.
There is hope, right? And you can do better. You don't have to live your life like that, right? Don't feel that nobody hears you, right? Miss Joseph, give your final speech to the audience.
To our audience tonight, the one thing I have to literally plead with you all for is to end the stigmatization of domestic violence. When when it is that you all have it as a joke, or you all pinpoint and say they deserve it or they must have done something for it to happen, this makes the victim stay quiet. They don't ever come out and they don't ever talk out about it, right? Look for the signs. And this is something else based on my experience also. I realized I started to come out of character. I was a very quiet person, right? But because of the challenges and the different things I was going through in life, I felt as if I always had to fight back. And I became a person that I didn't want to become. And this is something we have to look for also in an abuse victim. If you know someone is naturally quiet and docile and very peaceful, and all of a sudden you start to see them acting very aggressive, the mannerism in which they speak to their children, the mannerism in which they always lashing out. Sometimes they're not lashing out because they want to be angry. Most times they're mostly angry with themselves. And that is something you have to know also. You must know the individual, right? Because my children will tell me certain things that I did while I was growing them up, and I will sit back and I was like, me, I did that. And then I had to self-reflect, and then I started to realize, because of the situation that I was in, I believed within myself I needed to be that type of parent in order to show my spouse that I was worthy of being his other half also. And even now, I'm still apologizing even to my children, and that's the next thing too, right? But let's not go off topic, because that will be another topic for another day, right? But we need to break the cycle. We need to break it. And in order to do that, you know of someone being abused out there, you know of someone, right, intimate partner violence, that's something that goes on within the home, you know of it.
Call this number.
What number?
Your number.
Oh, yeah, you could call my number, because we no longer have a hotline in Tobago. We don't. And getting on to the Chauvin police, it's proven to be really, really tough.
So those are some initiatives that you have.
And those are things that we need to
bring back.
We need to work on.
Right, so
because even today I spoke to a police officer and I asked him, I said, tell me something. Based on past experience, trying to get onto the hotline, you cannot get onto the hotline. And they were like, well, the hotline is down, it's no longer working. Okay, so what do I do? And his response to me was, so there's no way the individual could get to the police station.
Right.
Now listen to me, please. Officers need to be trained when it comes to domestic violence. There are instances where the individual cannot leave the home. He or she is being monitored.
Yeah,
Whether
frightened,
as long
yeah.
as they leave the house, they have to say they live in the house. They
Fear.
live in fear.
I met a girl. I went to maths class in Santa Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this girl that always laughing. Everything this girl laughing. I want to know why this girl laughs, sir.
Coping
This girl
mechanism.
just laughing. Everything this girl laughing.
A coping mechanism, yeah.
I said, girl, why you just laugh, sir, girl? And she just laughing. Why the girl? But it's fun, eh? And she's a real fun person. And the teacher called me aside and tell me a story. He said, Brenzo, another class, let me tell her something. She said, that girl, her mother was killed and her brother was killed by her father. Wow. Chopped them to death. And the evening, the mother tells she, take your younger one and go by your aunt and spend the night. She associated. I don't want to, hey,
Go.
take your book
And go.
and by your aunt. And the said night, the father come home, chop up the mother, chop up the son, kill the both of them in the house. Right? And through coping mechanism, she was able to laugh a lot and she take it, there's a psychological term for that, which I don't know. Right? And that's how she deal with it, by laughing and having a good time, right? And the society has failed. Imagine there's a child that died, right? Baby Angelo. And there are reports that he was abused as a 2-year-old. Right? There are reports.
And that's
with
it
the
too.
community.
And that's it. The community knew about it.
Yeah, the community. How do we, as a community, we're hearing now that there's not even a hotline to call about abuse and things like that.
There isn't.
So there is an area here, right? There's an opportunity here for we as Tobagonians, right, to join with Miss Joseph.
Yes, please.
Right? And assist in getting programs done.
Yes.
That are geared towards saving a life.
Yes.
There are evil people out there. There are stalkers out there. There are women out there who is upset with men who move on to other relationships and set them up to death. There are men who is jealous and insecure and chop up their woman. Right? And we are trying to save people's life. You understand? And I applaud Miss Alana. I am very proud of you.
Thank you.
Right? I'm the president of the Village Council, Goodwood, and I am very proud of your strength. Right? It was not easy to speak about this. I have seen it in your eyes here tonight.
It's not.
Right? I don't mean looking in your eyes, right? Right? And it wasn't easy. The conversation wasn't easy. But
no, it wasn't.
We secured it, and we did it because, right, one of our children, and two, there are other children out there that needs, and other people out there, right, that needs help.
Yeah.
Right? So on that note, I would like to say thank you, Miss Joseph.
You're welcome.
Right? For your time and your efforts that you are putting into saving a life, saving abused persons. Right? All the best, my people. Right? See you next week. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and subscribe, and share. Right?
I did not get a number in, right?
Okay.
And we did not say how Hadassah's help.
Thank you for watching Voice of the Village. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to help us celebrate the people, talents, and businesses that make our communities special. Follow Voice of the Village for more inspiring stories, and we'll see you in the next episode.